I will not bend over for you.
Are you sure?
That might have been my best one yet. No, I already got the job.
What if I ask nicely?
Oh, well, then, yeah.
Okay.
And $8.
Well,
Let's
same
see.
here, Danny.
What?
Same here.
You won't bend over for Paul?
No.
Well, there you go. Let's see. Wait, it's what do we do? It's 5:47. This is KZOK. I'm Dave Bonaduce. This is your mom. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Good morning.
It's your mom,
Hi.
definitely.
How are you?
I'm not bending over for anybody.
Well, that's actually sad for Matt. Really, if you think about it that way.
oh my
Whoa, he went
goodness.
there.
Well, you're the one saying you won't bend over for anybody. I looked at Paul. I was only speaking boy to boy. You jumped in with weird marital stuff.
I'll bend over for anybody.
That's nice to know. I appreciate that about you. So you may not remember the reason that I will not bend over for you. I think, and I'm not sure how this story goes, but you might be. I came in here one day, I'd seen a commercial or a news story for these new tennis shoes.
Yeah.
You don't have to bend over to put them on.
Oh, yeah.
The super whammy, $190. You don't have to lace them up, slip-on shoes.
Yeah.
Well, they're kind of fancy. I'll show you to you. Here they are.
Oh my gosh, you bought them?
Yeah, I bought them.
Oh, my gosh, man. Those are
Those are
Paul,
sharp,
those are
right?
really
describe 'em.
nice
I can't see
Sharp.
them.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll show Sarah, too.
All right, he's coming
so
on
they're
over
like,
here.
really nice high-end tennis shoes
I'll show the kids.
that you don't.
They look like
He's gonna
really
go down
nice
to the.
sneakers.
He's gonna go down to the sports station and show the guys down there now.
So they have a slip-on in the back? Is that how they work?
Yeah, actually, I think the heel bends a little bit. It gives a little bit so that you can slip the shoes right on.
You know, I would be nervous that I was off walking around being stupid, except the shoe subject is just so fascinating. I'm sure everything was just fine.
Where did you get them?
I got them off the internet. Paul was kind of, I saw the story on them. I think this is how this went.
Yeah,
I
it's
saw the
kind of-
story on them, and I asked Paul, can you find the shoes you don't have to bend over for? And Paul said, oh, and then found them for me.
did.
I'm
And
super jealous, man. I really wanted a pair of those.
they're boss. But here's the thing. So you get them. First time I went to just slide them on. And like they look like the $190. They're nice.
Yeah, and they look like they're laced too.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
do.
thing.
They do appear laced, and I think they're probably my fancy. Would you call them tennis shoes or sneakers?
Yeah, they're sneakers.
Then they're my fanciest pair of those.
Right, they're definitely like high-end
Yeah.
sneakers.
So the first time I went to put them on because I am magic, it didn't work for me. But it's been
Really?
working ever since. So life is great. And then I said to my lovely wife, who said, "Shut up! It's 4 a.m." I said, "Hey man, I can just slip them on." Slip them on. Slip-ons. This is no invention at all. They can't invent slip-ons. All my Vans are
Right.
slip-ons.
But these look like they're not slip-ons. These are slip-ons that look like they're not slip-ons.
And the Vans, like when I say I go to slip them on, 3 out of 10 times that works out. The other
Yeah.
7 times I'm down on the floor with my fingers in the back going, oh.
But that is a style. Slip-on is actually the name of a style. Those look like regular sneakers.
Yeah, but they're magic.
Yeah.
I don't have to bend over.
Am I right that the heel gives a little bit, that it
Yes.
bends to let them go on, and then it snaps back, right?
Yeah, but then it's weird because you have to get past that. But like I said, I have worn these exactly now.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I put them on a couple times to make sure that they would do it. So anyway, I found it fascinating. I spent $190 on fake tennis shoes.
That's
but
a lot.
They're it is a lot.
They look great. And I was looking on the website, and there's, I don't know, maybe 20 different designs.
Yeah.
My problem was I wanted 6 of them, you know? So
That
I,
is a
I just
problem.
figured there's no way I could
And
afford them.
I think they're called KZOK.
Yeah. That's
So
correct.
that's KIZIK. The
Yeah.
problem is they got all fancy. The K isn't an entire K. It's more of a less than or greater than symbol with the I pressed up on it, making it a K and an I. Oh, I'd like all my letters to be clear. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I am wearing my cool shoes.
They look great, man.
Thank you, dear. So yesterday, I went to Met Market.
Mm-hmm.
So first I went and saw Mission Impossible at the IMAX.
We're on
And then
Pins
we
and Needles.
walked
What'd you think?
over. What, dear?
What did you think?
It was great. It
They
was
just gloss
it was-
over. You went to the biggest movie of the summer.
Mission
awesome.
Impossible's very good. You should see the stunts that man does. It's like crazy. $16 I spent at IMAX. A deal at half the price or twice the price. So then I walked over to Met Market.
Yeah.
And Amy said, we need a couple of things. I said, I am not walking up this hill with or without groceries. Forget it. You're going to, she goes, oh, I don't want to do that either. We'll take an Uber. I said, okay. And then she just starts filling the cart more and more. And I said, we got to get from the store to the Uber, and we're going to have to hang out in front of the homeless guy that I just gave $1 to, but now we have bags and bags of meat or whatever, or in our grocery bags we have fruit and meat and eggs and dishes and ham and gravy.
Right.
That's what we got.
And the homeless man definitely wants the gravy.
He wants the gravy in a big way. So we paid up and we went outside getting it seems like you don't need a car anymore, like that you could Uber. You should do your grocery shopping on your own. I think you should have a car and be able to put your groceries away, because we literally were standing on Mercer and Queen Anne Avenue with 40 pounds of groceries.
Yeah.
What if we were attacked? That I could hit somebody with my groceries.
Yeah,
but I'll bet because here's how I know. Oh, I'm glad I thought of this. Here's how I know that my groceries would not necessarily explode the second I hit the attacker in the head with my ham. I bagged myself.
Did you?
Yeah, and I insisted on being addressed like an employee. I told the guy that I'll be careful and not put the tomatoes on the bottom, whatever crap I said to this cashier that just didn't care what I was saying, even a little bit. I thought I was hysterical. And I kept saying, repeatedly, because Amy bothered me. She started it. She looked at me and she grabbed these giant tomatoes out of my hand. She goes, "These do not go on the bottom." And I said, I won't do that. I won't put the eggs on the bottom. I won't put anything on the bottom.
Is this your first time bagging?
From the whole, from beginning to end, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to put something on the bottom.
Right. You do. Yeah.
Okay. Because you said you aren't going to put anything on the bottom.
Eventually I have to put anything on the bottom. You have to. Hard cheeses would go on the bottom. We had a lot of steel things. She got containers of soda and things.
Okay.
Those went on the bottom.
And you said you bought a ham?
But
you can put the ham on the bottom.
You could put a ham on the bottom, but then how am I going to breathe? That's not the point, though. So I got them all out, and I waited for the Uber guy, and the Uber guy was suspicious of me.
Why?
Because I had bags of groceries that I somehow didn't tell a guy about. I don't know how I was supposed to inform this guy that I have groceries. And by the way, let me not put this Uber guy down. It might have been my paranoia that thought he was giving me stink eye. Or he was eyeing my ham.
Today, the city of Kent will say goodbye to a fallen police officer, Diego Moreno, who was hit and killed by a colleague's patrol car during a chase last Sunday. Now, as you know, 3 teens were arrested, but today they're going to have a procession. This starts at 11 this morning. It'll follow Route 167 to Willis Street in Kent and then end at the Showware Center. You're going to find closures throughout that area. The public is invited to line the streets for the procession, and then the memorial service begins at 1 p.m. at the Showware Center. More information can be found on our website. Some disturbing photos have surfaced this morning out of North Korea showing that they are constructing new intercontinental ballistics missiles.
Really?
Really?
Jeez.
Yeah.
The guy just said he wouldn't.
Right?
Exactly.
Turns out this guy might lie.
I thought between the president and Dennis Rodman, we had this all figured
I
out.
think the president said there's no longer a nuclear threat to the Pacific Rim or some such
He
thing.
did say that, yeah.
Yep. And now satellite photos have surfaced showing new intercontinental ballistic missiles. Senior North Korean officials have also reportedly discussed their intention to deceive Washington about the number of nuclear warheads and missiles that they have.
Well, I could have figured that. we all got to lie to each other. It's our job. So we have pictures of new missiles and conversations of them saying, let's lie to the Yankees.
Yeah, believe it or not, there's some spying going on.
Yeah, but apparently, like, the North Koreans are terrible at it.
Right.
It's awful soon to hear you saying, hey, don't trust those guys. They suck.
That or just we're really, really good at it.
We're not really good. I promise you on this. Ask Castro if we're any good at it.
Well, I mean, to Paul's point, I think we've just gotten a lot better. You know, you'd think in 50 years we should be doing better with our spies than we did back in days of Cuba.
Yeah, you'd think so. I don't believe we are. I don't believe we're any better. I think we get caught left and right. We get kicked out of Russia and they get kicked out of here. It's all silliness.
But that's how we're finding out this information is from spies that we have in North Korea and from these satellite photos. But that's how we're finding out about the officials who, I don't know who we've got over there, but we've got somebody telling us this information.
Why aren't the missiles underground like other missiles? Why are they building them out in the street when there's satellites overhead? Don't they know these things?
Yeah, you'd think so, yeah.
You would think so.
Maybe they want us to see them.
That's a thought I had not had, but that is possible, right?
Firefighters slowly but surely appear to be making some progress battling wildfires in California. There are currently 17 fires raging, and the deadly car fire is now 23% contained.
23.
23%.
Thanks, you guys.
That's progress.
You want more progress? Because I'm sick of this. Let them all just burn out. And when they're out, pave everything. No trees. We've seen trees. There's trees to the left. There's trees to the right.
No
Pave
houses,
everything.
no towns.
With the houses and the towns.
Yeah.
No trees in your front yard. Steel trees.
Right, but to let it burn out would burn up all that.
Burn them all
property
up.
as well.
I'm tired of risking my life saving these fire people.
2 firefighters died battling the fire over by Yosemite. We've got 6 people who have died in the car fire, but 23% is progress, and evacuations continue.
And are they looking at any kind of weather change? Are they going to get some relief? Because it's 100 degrees down there.
It's, here we are getting a big change starting today. I have not heard the same for California.
Hopefully the whole West Coast can get a bit of cooler weather. And
in the filthy forecast, will we hear that it's getting kind of nipply? That's always my favorite. When it cools down, we get kind of nipply.
Yeah.
You'll have to find out at 7:50.
All right, I'll be right here.
Back in 2014, there was a scare in Denver that somebody had Ebola. That's because he had been to the Congo and had come back. Well, it's happened again. The Denver Health Chief Medical Officer said they don't know for sure because Ebola symptoms...
Guts start pouring out all your orifices.
So this guy, again, went to the Congo.
Same guy?
No,
Okay.
but the same situation where somebody went to the Congo and then went back to Denver.
I have questions. Why is anybody going to the Congo?
I don't know.
Terrible, unsafe place filled with disease.
I'm with you. I mean, I can only guess the man had family. I don't know why you would go to the Congo.
Yeah.
Come visit me. Come to Denver. It's great. So they're testing him right now, but they said right now it looks like it might be one of those other illnesses. Like I said, flu or appendicitis.
Yeah. I always get those two confused. Especially when I sneeze and my gallbladder comes out my mouth. I think, oh man, this must be appendicitis.
Although, Sarah, your theory on how to fix this, just have everybody from the Congo come to Denver, is probably also a bad idea.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Tesla offered another unusual item up for sale. Now, the last time they offered something unusual up for sale, you guys wanted it.
Yeah.
Oh, the flamethrower.
The flamethrower.
Yeah, I still want it. Sold out,
I want it as a hair trimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have these crazy hairs on the backs of my ears that my wife gives me a hassle when she's getting them. And I thought if I had the right lighter that wouldn't set the rest of my hair on fire, I could just trim with a Bic.
Sounds safe.
Man, an Elon Musk Bics, those rock. Close enough to words.
Well, it's not a flamethrower, but over the weekend, Tesla offered a surfboard. Branded just like the cars in sleek black and red with the electric car company's unmistakable logo. It was $1,500 and it flew off the virtual shelves in minutes. Gone. You can find them on eBay. A couple of them have popped up, but they're $5,000 now.
Do they do something different than surfboards do?
Yeah, they are something that can be transported in your Tesla. So it's a special size, so it fits in your Tesla. Plus,
But it's not motorized. It doesn't have lasers. There's no nuclear armament.
Carbon fiber boards that were designed through a collaboration with a surfboard shaper named Mayhem.
Mayhem.
That's really his name.
How do they fit in a Tesla? Do they fold up?
Yeah, I wasn't able to really figure that out either. If maybe the seat, when the seat goes down and it's measured exactly to go from the end of your trunk all the way to the dashboard.
Right. And on this, did they swear to God you could close your door?
Right.
Maybe put in you can't close your door. And then a lot of things will fit in your Tesla.
It'll fit in
I
your
got
Tesla.
something right here that'll fit in your Tesla.
If you have a bungee cord.
Yeah.
Turns out dehydration can impact more than just your physical health. A new study has found mild to moderate levels of dehydration make you worse at decision making and you'll have problem paying attention. So if you are...
Well, if you were on your wits, you'd have gotten a glass of water by now and this wouldn't be a thing.
The problem with being dehydrated is kind of twofold. A lot of people don't realize it until it's too late. And if you stop being thirsty, then it's too late. And they said the other problem is athletes. So say you went out for a run and then you were given a task afterwards. You wouldn't do it as well had you not dehydrated yourself.
So
by
I'm
exercise.
running, and then you're going to ask me to do stuff. And it's news that I'm terrible at it now.
Yeah, well, so you walk Green Lake every day.
Close, yeah.
So say you went and you walked Green Lake, and then Amy says, Danny, do you think we should sell our house or not sell our house? You'd make a better decision if you weren't dehydrated after your walk.
Remember, I was so dehydrated, and I didn't know I was dehydrated at all. Maybe it's that I wasn't thirsty thing, but I went to give blood, and they couldn't get it. Came out in like chunks.
Oh.
It was so gross. And the lady goes, do you drink water ever? And I said, no, not ever. She goes, you really need to if we're going to make this work.
Wow.
And so you've started.
It was like, I swear to God, it was like ground up liver. That's what
Really?
was going into the tube. Man, it was so gross.
But you are getting better.
Yeah,
drinking water.
yeah.
Yeah, you need to.
I do 3 miles on the treadmill before work. Talking about Green Lake, I work up to that with 3 miles already, and then I drink my iced teas, which I have looked up 100 different ways, and they will count as water.
Well, and it's good that you're going to consume this stuff because according to this study, you'd be making bad decisions and your motor coordination would not be as good either.
You know what's weird is I think is a flaw in this theory anyway, just for me. Bad decisions kind of spell my career path, and until a marriage path and things. I make bad decisions for a living.
So you were dehydrated that whole time.
The whole time, but look where I am. Although where could I be?
Well, the rest of you drink some water. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time doing tasks like map reading, mental math, proofreading, and have problems with motor coordination.
Yikes.
With your function.
Also, just don't try and do any of those tasks. Who needs to do map reading, mental math?
Why would you do a map reading? I couldn't do it when they were popular. I certainly wouldn't do it now.
Things got hairy for a Virginia congressional candidate yesterday after his opponent claimed he had an obsession with Bigfoot porn.
Okay. His opponent claimed the other guy?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Democrat Leslie Coburn, it's spelled different, accused Republican Denver Riggleman of being hot for Sasquatch. So this Republican dude, apparently did post photos of him, erotic photos of Sasquatch, because Sasquatch porn is a thing.
How is any of this possible? I don't understand.
Well, how is any porn possible? If you dress up like Sarah Palin, it's not Sarah Palin porn. It's somebody dressed like Sarah Palin. Now, he says this was just a joke, and a bunch of his friends played a joke on him. But his opponent says, my opponent, Denver Riggleman, running mate of Corey Stewart, was caught on camera with a white supremacist, and he is now been exposed as a devotee of Bigfoot erotica. This is not what we need on Capitol Hill.
How much of this is true?
The photos are there of him and Sasquatch.
Yeah, but doing what? Is he naked?
Well, not him doing stuff with Sasquatch. There is an image of Sasquatch with a censored bar covering the Whoozits. And this is all on his, I believe it's Twitter or Instagram account.
So he didn't think it would hurt him when he posted it.
Yeah, I mean, do you ever think that the stuff that you post to Instagram would hurt you? Or Twitter?
My version of that, yes, I do, often.
But
And
we're
you
not
do
running
anyway?
for office.
I do, yes, exactly. I'm a morning disc jockey. What can I say?
You would think anything that could be constituted as Sasquatch porn.
No, if you
wouldn't
remember,
post.
if you were to Google me 5 years ago, I'm naked everywhere. And not just naked in weird spots with weird people.
Yeah.
So, it's harder to hurt us.
And it wasn't just people fleeing the massive car fire in Northern California that's burned over 95,000 acres, but also a very large serpent that managed to slither away. A pet store that is in the city of Redding, they said they had a 14-foot albino reticulated python get loose from an enclosure in a home. So somebody had offered to babysit Aries, who they say is a beautiful snake, but because of all of this activity, the snake somehow disappeared.
And this is in the car area?
Yes, this is in Redding, which is right by that car
Oh,
wildfire.
that snake's so dead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people, because I have friends down there, I saw a lot of people sharing it, looking for the snake, people trying to help out.
Yep.
They Do they know? Have they found it, or do they know what happened to it?
They found it.
Hey,
they did?
really?
Yeah.
Is it alive?
Well, as Paul said, this was something that a lot of people were sharing on social media, really hoping to find Aries. They said, don't be afraid of her. She's lost.
I'd be afraid of her.
I'm afraid of her right now.
14-foot python.
She's a picky eater. She's not going to go after anything. She only really likes to eat chicken.
Well, I have chickens now. I'm definitely
Yeah, see,
afraid.
exactly. No, and plus, snakes have no soul. I think we've all realized that and had
Yeah.
long discussions. And snakes have no souls, and they'll do anything to you.
Well, here's the good news. They did find her hiding in a milk crate on the patio of a neighbor's backyard,
Wow.
not far from where she escaped. So, Paul, let your friends down in the Reading area know that
I will, yeah.
the reticulated python has...
Thanks to them, she's been found.
I'll bet that snake would be delicious.
Yeah, and make great boots.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Python boots?
I mean, if she were to die of natural causes.
Loser, loser.
Oh, no, I'll kill her.
Okay.
Snake abuser. If you've got a young kid going to public school,
I do.
well, you might want to take a look at where you should be sending that kid to school, where you might be moving to, Paul.
Okay.
Oh,
You're
I've been
not
wanting to
sticking
move.
around. You're
All
moving
right.
to Massachusetts.
To Massachusetts.
Yep.
I don't see that happening.
Massachusetts, once again, has the best school systems in the country. Highest quality education, Massachusetts.
But they also have those Southies, and they're gross.
Yeah. Yes.
Believe it or not, Southie has changed an awful lot. A different type of community has
Oh, I'll
moved
bet.
in.
I'll bet. Gentrification's happening everywhere.
It's more like Capitol Hill.
Yeah, we're having, in down in Los Angeles, all the worst possible areas are now where all the hipsters are going.
Well, if you take a look at the best schools in the country, Massachusetts is at 1, but New Jersey is at number 2.
I don't believe that
Exactly.
at all.
Yeah, no, New Jersey schools, number 2.
Oh, there they go.
Well, what do you know about New Jersey, Danny?
I know the Gibbons went to school there.
They have the highest concentration of engineers
Yep, they do.
in the world or in the country. I'm not
Go
sure
in the
which.
country,
But
play it
that's
safe.
sanitation engineers, right?
No, she's right. They really do have the number one condensed area of engineers.
And some of the most expensive zip codes in the country. Connecticut at number 3 for the best school systems. New Hampshire at number 4. Vermont at number 5.
These are all kind of terrible places.
I disagree,
I know you do.
considering I'm from one of them.
Any place that has real snow is a terrible. Any place you got to dig out your parking spot? No, not doing it. Not ever.
True, and all those do. Well, the 5 states with the worst school systems.
Yeah.
Anyone want to guess what state?
California.
No.
No.
Alabama.
Paul, you're closer. New Mexico,
I wasn't
Louisiana,
that close.
Yeah.
D.C., Alaska, Arizona. So you're closer, I guess, it's in the
Geographically speaking,
Geographically
you're closer to New Mexico.
south. Washington.
It's like 2 states.
Did you
closer.
fail geography?
Washington is at number 18 for the best school system.
All right.
18 out of 50? That's, well, I don't know the percentage
Plus-
because I went to school in California.
Is it states or cities?
States.
Oh, yeah, 18. What the hell? I'm good.
A Colorado man says he knows it's bear season, so he makes sure there is never any food in his car. And it's actually a truck. It's a Ford F-150. He was sound asleep when he heard a ruckus and his car alarm went off. Then the horn sounded. He looked out the window and said, uh-oh, what's in there? He opened up the truck door. Inside a large black bear. The black bear got stuck, had broken into the truck, got stuck, rocking back and forth, and turns out he had physically opened the door using the handle, got himself inside. There was half a stick of gum.
That's what this is all about? Half a
Yes.
stick of gum? My goodness.
He said, I don't keep food for obvious reasons. Half a stick of gum attracted him. He got it and fled.
Oh, he did? He got the gum, went away?
Yep.
Because whenever they get into a vehicle or a kitchen, whatever it is, a confined area, I don't think they mean any harm, but they go berserk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they're
they-
super. They're like a gang. It's like 10 guys wrecking your car or kitchen or whatever because they panic.
Yeah, he went berserker, and this truck is not in great shape right now.
Imagine.
Half a stick of gum. Wouldn't you be mad you broke into a car and that's all you got? Half a
Yes.
stick of gum.
It's got to be hard for that bear to unwrap that stick of gum, though, right?
It's half. It's already open.
Okay.
I appreciate your concern for him, Paul.
Yeah, because if he can't even get out of the car, how's he going to unwrap the gum?
A sad story in the news. Now, we know a guy died recently from the United States who was in Sydney taking selfies
All right.
and fell off a cliff and died. Well, unfortunately, this happens constantly. We're hearing these stories a lot because people are taking a lot of selfies and not paying attention to their surroundings. Well, a bunch of people have decided to tally up those selfie-related incidents and see how people are dying the most. When it comes to selfies, the leading cause of death, drowning.
Oh.
Most of the time, it seems as though you would fall off a cliff.
Right, that's what I thought. Maybe
ocean
he
below.
fell off a cliff into the water, but this is, they went into the water intentionally?
No, well, you fall off
Right,
a cliff or the side of a lake,
Bridge.
a bridge, and you drown.
Trestle. I just want to say words too.
The most injuries are from falling, but deaths are drowning, hit by a train.
Yeah, I would have thought that.
You woulda?
Yeah.
It's so rare to me that you don't hear the train coming and get off the tracks or you time it that wrong. They're not that fast.
But so many people are doing that, just walking with headphones on, getting hit by a
Right.
train.
Plus, things are upon you faster than you think. When I was learning to sail, I got into the shipping lanes one time and I saw a tanker, a cargo ship, I don't know what it was, but it was on the horizon, so basically 50 miles away.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about what I'm doing. I'm moving at 4 miles an hour because I'm a sailboat and I'm stupid. And I go downstairs and I do this and I come back up and there's a giant tanker boat blaring its horn at me, and I don't know how it got there.
Oh, wow.
They're going 25 and they don't go up and down. They don't give you an idea that, I'm gaining on you.
Yeah.
So I guess that's how people get hit by trains.
Today is National Avocado Day.
National Avocado Day.
That's right. July 31st is National Avocado Day. So if you go to Chipotle, they have announced guac is on the house. Most of the time when you go to Chipotle, say you order a burrito and you said, I'd like some guacamole, they
Right.
charge you. But not today in honor of National Avocado Day.
It's free guac day. Are you kidding me?
It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida. Story of the day.
Yay.
A nice, wholesome activity, going on a date with your gal and her daughter to a paint-it-yourself store, unless you're in Florida. A man trying to host a surprise birthday party for his girlfriend at one of those paint places. You go in there and paint a bowl or a coffee cup or something.
Right, oh, yeah, I've done it.
They ran into her ex-boyfriend. So they pull up to the paint store and he's walking with his girlfriend and she's blindfolded because he's surprising her. A white pickup truck barrels around the corner, drives directly at them.
Wow.
It's her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, it is.
He jumps out and has a weapon.
Oh.
He is armed with a gun and 2 screwdrivers.
How many hands does this guy have?
Apparently, he drops the gun.
We got to hold the screwdrivers.
Right.
If he probably couldn't figure out which one he wanted. Started to go after the guy with screwdrivers, screaming he wanted his girlfriend back. Well, guess what she didn't do?
Go back to him.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, if I ever saw any of my wives, my current wives, or when I was with my ex-wives, and I saw any of their boyfriends, I'd punch them in the face, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because I've come a long way with my life. Like now, I wouldn't. But for most of my life, I got to
Jeez.
punch that guy right in the face. And I've asked Amy, there's a particular boyfriend I don't like, and she says, and this is kind of crazy of her to say this to me, he was never anything but nice to me, sweetheart. Why are you mad at him? Shut up! You must die.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida. Hide the screwdrivers from Danny.
Seriously.
The drinks, too.
When we return, Ken Burns has a new documentary that we'll talk about in music news.
All right.
A long-standing Beatles debate may have finally been settled. I'll explain.
All right.
One of your Seahawks is saying goodbye.
Oh.
Some new faces joining the Mariners, and we've got Mariners tickets for you to win next at Sports. Ken Burns, the legendary documentarian, is collaborating with a Pulitzer Prize-winning author whose name I can't pronounce, on a new documentary based on this dude's best-selling 2016 book all about Woodstock.
Okay.
So this is something that this dude, Ken Burns, you know him. Yeah, he's done every major
The one I know from
documentary.
him is the Vietnam War.
Yep.
Ken Burns, Vietnam.
Prohibition. He
The
did.
Civil War, he did a big one on that.
Oh, that one was amazing.
Baseball.
Baseball, jazz. He's done so many, and they are remarkable. Well, this time it's going to be a 3-hour documentary exploring the history and makeup of all of this stuff. So they said he's a big music guy, and that is part of his
Ken Burns
documentaries.
is.
Yeah, like a big fan. So this will be coming out, later this year, coinciding with the 50th anniversary.
And the book is just called Woodstock?
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's been done to death, but it hasn't been done by Ken Burns,
Yeah.
who is a cut above, if you will.
In 2002, a collection of Kurt Cobain's personal writings and drawings were published into a book called Journals. Speaking with Ireland's Independent, his kid, Frances Bean, says she wishes that they had not been made public. She said, I don't look through his journals. It feels too intimate. I'm really regretful that my mom, Courtney Love, put those out there. I know it was her way of trying to contribute his personal thoughts, and I think people wanted to know that, but I can't imagine being dead and having people know my intimate thoughts. It's an invasion of privacy.
I think she's kind of right,
Yeah.
although I'm a stickler for this. If you make $100 million in the public eye, you sold your privacy to me.
Yeah.
I own 1 cent worth of your privacy along with everybody else in the world. And shut up. Go to your palace, drive your Mercedes, and know I own your privacy. And then you kill yourself, and I go, oh, maybe that was wrong to be so intrusive.
Well, and he put his private thoughts and writings out there as
Yep.
music, and we certainly want more of it. We want to hear more of what was in his head.
I was looking through
Yeah,
some
but
of
you don't
my
want to see it.
Right.
I was looking through some of my old boxes of just memorabilia and stuff, and found some of my, I guess you'd call them diaries from when I was in college. After I'm gone, I don't want that stuff published. The stuff that I was thinking or doing. I mean, that's just very personal to think that.
And for almost all of us, it never will be.
Right.
Yeah.
It's different with the celebrity, and particularly with the celebrity that's known for what they wrote, you know?
Sure. But I just feel like if it is a journal, then it's not meant to be shared. That he probably shared everything he wanted to.
Yeah.
So I've always wondered about this because a lot of my girlfriends kept journals, and a lot of, I guess, my friends in general kept journals. Unless you want to show somebody that, what is the point? What are you journaling for?
It's twofold. One, there's catharsis, feelings down.
Right.
It helps you articulate the way you're feeling and understand the way you're feeling. And also as a way of remembering. I look back at those journals that I wrote in college, and it makes you remember, like, oh my gosh, we went to that party and I met that person, and it helps your brain to recall the stuff that you did and were feeling. Because, I mean, most of us don't remember all that much about college.
I certainly don't.
No.
All right, a new academic study is claiming the Beatles song In My Life
Oh, great song.
was not written by Sir Paul McCartney, that he misremembers writing it.
If he would have written it in his journal, he would know for sure.
Exactly.
Who says he misremembers?
This is a new academic study, and in which the authors say it was not Paul McCartney. He misremembers writing it. This has been a big debate. John Lennon says, I wrote this song. And that other dude only wrote like a bar or two. And
By that other dude, you mean Paul McCartney?
yes.
Okay.
And
Sir Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney says, I totally wrote that song. That was me. So according to John Lennon, he says that Paul only wrote the middle 8 and harmonies. But Paul McCartney's like, yeah, I totally wrote that song. But so
Is he saying he wrote it by himself and John Lennon didn't write any of it?
he wanted songwriting credit for it, and it's to both of them. And this new study says, okay, so here's a quote from Paul McCartney. Those were the words John wrote. I wrote the tune. That was a great one. talking about the song.
Right.
So he says he wrote the music and John wrote the lyrics.
And John says, he only wrote some harmonies in the middle 8. Now, this new study has been done, led by a lecturer at Harvard, saying, looking at their songwriting styles, no way Paul McCartney wrote that song. It was all John Lennon.
It wasn't all John Lennon.
Except the middle 8 and the
There
harmonies.
you go.
Which
And
Paul
if you
McCartney
look at the
says
top
it
of that song, it says by Lennon and McCartney. I don't even understand why this is an issue.
Yeah.
They
This
wrote
is-
every song.
For Beatles fanatics, this is a long-standing debate because Lennon says we didn't write this together. He hardly wrote any of it. And Paul McCartney says, I totally wrote that song. It was a great song.
I'll
Look at
tell
me
you
go.
this, that they barely wrote anything together. Everybody would bring in a song. There's I forget what song it is. Maybe for the benefit of Mr. Kite. The John Lennon said, here, I got the song and I can't do anything with the ending. Can you? Yeah, I can. And that's how they worked.
Yeah.
So I find this, I'm not troubled by it, but I'll see with my wife, the Beatles fanatic, if she is.
Netflix has announced season 5 of its food documentary series Chef's Table will be arriving on September 28th. Did you make a sound?
Yes.
You don't like that show?
I do like the show a whole lot, but the first time I saw it was my mother-in-law said, oh, you guys like Top Chef, you got to watch this show.
Yeah.
It was some French chef I didn't care about who didn't speak English, and there were no subtitles.
Oh.
Yeah, totally.
They also announced a couple new shows. One is called The Curious Creations of Christine McDonald. The other one is called Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. And that's going to follow a chef named Samin Nosrat as she travels around the world. And the other one is about an Instagram chef named Christine McConnell as she creates bizarre and unique food items.
All right. Although I wouldn't mind less bizarre foods and just have some foods.
Yeah, just
But
regular
I eat
foods.
bizarre food. Like one of my favorite things in the whole wide world is monkfish liver, onkimo.
Really?
So anybody that doesn't eat onkimo would think that's gross and weird. It's not. The second you taste it, you go, oh, great. So maybe I do like her crazy, wacky food.
Olympic figure skater Adam Rippon, La La Land choreographer Mandy Moore, not the actress, and two-time Mirrorball Trophy winner Val Chermovsky are the new judges on Dancing with the Stars Juniors. Now, we did hear the rumor that Honey Boo Boo is going to be one of the contestants.
Yeah.
We are waiting for it to become official, but they said those are going to be the judges, but not exactly sure who is going to be competing. Paul, your kid should compete on that show.
She should. She doesn't really dance.
she
I mean,
dance?
she takes like dance classes, but she doesn't really dance.
No?
No, in fact, they do more arts and crafts in the dance classes than they do dancing.
It's funny. So is she doing ballet or it's just called dance?
She's done ballet, she's done
Yeah.
tap, she's done hip hop, and they're all pretty much the same.
My daughter
funny.
did ballet, dance, hip hop, cooking, mathematics, and now she's a maniac.
September 24th is when that will be premiering. And speaking of premiering, unfortunately, we've got longer to wait for the return of Stranger Things.
No!
They just revealed over the weekend it will not return until next summer.
Those kids cannot postpone puberty forever.
Right.
You know, they
Those-
got to get to this.
Those kids are going to be teenagers if they don't
yeah,
hurry the heck
smoking
up.
cigarettes, having sex. Not simultaneously, because that's dangerous.
The second season ended in October of last year.
Yeah.
Holy heck.
They
What
got
are they,
5
Game
o'clock
of Thrones?
shadows.
Yeah, seriously. KZOK having a very special event on Friday, August 10th. A live morning show broadcast, all to celebrate the birth of Danny Bonaduce.
That's right. Come out and watch me age right there in front of you.
We're going to be at Chandler's Crab House in South Lake Union doing a live broadcast starting at 5:30 in the morning, going till 9:30, absolutely free of charge.
Including breakfast, right?
Yes.
I like that.
Breakfast and coffee from Schwartz Brothers Bakery.
Oh, will the bar be open? Comes from the words of a true alcoholic.
Right?
I can't even
Absolutely.
have any, and I want you guys to be able to drink at dawn if you want.
I believe the bar will be open. Yeah.
Dig that, ladies and gentlemen. I care about you.
The event is all ages, though. We've had some questions about that. You
Oh,
know,
good.
hey, can the kids come? Yeah, it's a restaurant. Everybody's welcome.
Fantastic. We do not charge you for tickets. We do, however, ask that you RSVP to make sure everyone can get in. KZOK.com/Danny's birthday. We're going to be giving away stuff, yeah?
Yeah, there will be giveaways. We'll have some of our some guests to join us. It'll be a lot of fun.
Fantastic.
I have one quick question.
Yeah.
In Danny's birthday party, is there an apostrophe? And if so, does
No.
it count?
Oh no, not in the website address. No. There's
Okay.
no punctuation.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, because that was a
Yeah.
legitimate
Yeah,
question.
no apostrophe in a website address. No.
Ever. KZOK.com/Danny's birthday, RSVP. We look forward to seeing you there. Let's take a look at sports. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Last night, the Mariners returned to Safeco Field, a very big game against the Houston Astros.
Yeah.
James Paxton pitched phenomenally. Nelson Cruz hit a 2-run double in the 6th inning, and that's all they needed, beating the Astros 2-0.
Nice.
One of our local news anchors, I think in all good fun, kind of taunted an Astros fan that she saw walking up. She just leaned out the car and yelled stuff, and she's in trouble right now. No, I mean, how do you get in trouble? It's just playing. It's a game.
Derek, what are the latest standings? We're playing the first place Astros.
In the AL West, the Mariners are in second place, 3 games behind the Astros. The Oakland Athletics are in third, 5 games behind the Astros.
This is a really, really big series.
Yeah. Let's keep up our winning ways.
Yeah.
Let's keep it up tonight. First pitch, 7:10. Root Sports, Mike Leake versus Charlie Morton. That will be a doozy. If you were at last night's Mariners game at Safeco Field, though, you need to get ready to call us to tell us Mariners KZOK music trivia. The song lights up the stadium. Everybody plays along with the trivia game. Well, what was a song from last night's game? Do you remember? The first person to call in right now and tell us wins tickets to an upcoming game. Derek, what do they win?
Tickets for the game tomorrow afternoon at 1:10 versus the Houston Astros, which just happens to be Mariners Baseball Card Pack Day.
Mariners Baseball Card Pack Day.
All right, call right now, 800-252-1025. You'll win those tickets. Well, yesterday we found out the Mariners had acquired left-handed reliever Zach Duke from Minnesota. Moments later, we found out Seattle had also traded for right-handed reliever Adam Warren. We got him from the Yankees for international signing slot money.
Huh?
So you know how sometimes we're like, oh, player to be named later.
Yeah, sure.
What is it? The cash considerations.
Right.
This time, the Mariners send international signing slot money.
That sounds like a thing we just make up.
Yeah, it does.
If we don't have something to trade, here you go.
Yeah.
It's odd. I know when you want to do an international signing, the way it works is, say you want Steve, and Steve's in Japan.
Yeah, he sounds like it.
You have the bidding money, and you have to bid $100,000 to ask Steve to come play for you. If Steve decides not to play for you, you don't get that money back.
And is it like a salary cap? Each team's only allowed a certain amount of international slot money unless you trade that away to
Yes.
the
And
Yankees.
who gets that money you don't get back?
I don't remember who exactly gets it.
The people of Japan.
I don't think so.
I think the team in Japan might keep it, or the player. I'm not
It
positive.
seems the first likely thing is that you get your money back, but since that does not happen, it seems like the team.
Yeah.
And by the way, being a left-handed reliever, I'm harder than you think.
The Oakland Athletics have become the first Major League Baseball team to sell season tickets that will not be attached to a particular seat. The team announced yesterday this new program is called A's Access. You'll be able to buy season tickets, but you get to change your seat. So right now, every sporting event you go to, say you have Mariners season tickets or Seahawks season tickets,
Right.
you have a seat, and that's where you sit every single game. Well, they have decided a lot of people don't like that. They don't like having the same view at every game. So maybe you want to sit in the bleachers one day. You want to sit at a third baseline or first baseline. You'll be able to move.
I don't think this is completely true.
No, and how does the pricing even work? Because some tickets are a lot more expensive
And the
than
second,
others.
the second you put Rick Jones, you move his seat to somewhere he does like that 6'4" and not fooling around lawyer might want his money back. I don't think that. I think they're in some kind of calamity, and they're saying that something went wrong with their selling process.
Well, they're not the top season ticket seller or anything, but they said you still could do the regular if you wanted to, but this is another option for fans. And as part of this, you also get a discount on concessions and merchandise. So it's pretty
Again,
innovative thinking.
I don't think they're giving you a discount on stuff because this is good. I think they're giving you a discount on stuff because this is bad and will make you feel better with a discount on stuff.
Yeah.
And Seahawks news.
Yay.
Joshua Perry, linebacker for the Seahawks, we signed him in the offseason, announced yesterday he is retiring because of concussion concerns.
Oh, yeah. Is this a nice-looking young man? Young, right?
He is a young fella. And
Like 24, I think.
he released a statement saying he made the decision because he'd recently suffered his 6th documented concussion. He said it wasn't from a high-velocity, big-contact play. It was very pedestrian, and that's a huge concern to me.
He got hit by a pedestrian? that guy might want to find another profession.
He said, the last thing I want to do is put the health of my brain and my future and well-being in jeopardy over a game and a paycheck. I'm forever thankful for my career. I am now going to get my real estate license and work in Ohio, where he's from.
He wants to make money on real estate. You know what? Maybe he's been hit in the head one too many times. But, I claim to have had 9 concussions. I don't believe that's true at all. I've been knocked out, cleanly knocked out 9 times. Of those 9 times, several hit the canvas or the street, depending on who was doing what stupid thing that day. So when you get up and you don't know what you're doing for a few minutes. But I've been to the hospital and documented probably 3 of them. And now the more of this talk, the more I get concerned.
Yeah. It's happening more and more in the NFL, too. Every year we're seeing more young guys retire because they're just afraid of what could happen.
Yep.
And Amy will lock me up in a home the second I go south. The second I start to drool a little bit and say, do you see the elephant? She'll go, yeah, the elephant's in this room. Go in there.
Yeah, but it must be pretty scary to be 24 and start to have memory issues or, headaches or whatever. So he's going to get his real estate agent license. And a lot of those people selling real estate right now are doing okay.
Yeah, are doing fine. I mean, I wouldn't do it in Ohio or anything, but he might be the king of Ohio. And that, rather than be just some guy in Los Angeles or here, going there, he might be the king.
Yeah.
And the Storm today will play the Phoenix Mercury at 7 o'clock. As I said, the Mariners' successful game last night against the Houston Astros. And Kathy in historic Kent was at the game last night. She knew Mariners KZOK music trivia was Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. Kathy is going to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to pick up tickets to, I don't know what, Derek.
She won tickets for the game tomorrow afternoon at 1:10 p.m. versus the Houston Astros, which just happens to be Mariners Baseball Card Pack Day.
Mariners Baseball Card Pack Day.
Come watch the Mariners do battle with the Houston Astros tomorrow afternoon at 1:10 p.m. And if you're one of the first 20,000 fans, you could pick up a special Mariners Baseball Card Pack from Topps. Get your tickets right now at mariners.com.
All right, congratulations, Kathy. The Mariners home again tonight, 7:10 start time on Root Sports, which means you'll have another chance to win tickets tomorrow morning right around this same time. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, find them at 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
I'll tell you what you need if you get a DUI, besides a ride to work from somebody who really likes you. You need a good lawyer because it can only go downhill from there. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Get yourself an aggressive attorney who knows the ropes, and they'll meet you in Seattle, Everett, or Tacoma. So if the unfortunate happens to you and you do get a DUI, don't delay. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Man, we got a lot going on at this radio station. I'll tell you, one of those things would be a game at 7:20. It's called Sticks or Stones. And that little game right there, that will win you tickets to see Sticks. That's August 23rd at Tulalip Resort Casino Amphitheater. Sticks or Stones, 7:20.
This week we found out Gordon Ramsay has another new TV show starting up.
Unbelievable.
Well, it does seem that people either love him or hate him. He is not a middle-of-the-road kind of guy. And I'm pretty sure that, Paul, you seemed happy that he was getting another show.
I like him. People don't like him because he's kind of mean-spirited, but I like him because he's kind of mean-spirited. I don't know. The guy entertains me. I think he's a good chef, and I think he's, funny. And
if his restaurant in Las Vegas is any indication of if he's a good chef or not, it probably is.
Yeah.
Then he's a very good chef.
Yeah.
Like him or hate him, he's a very good chef.
But it does, he has like at least 4 TV shows on right now already. I mean, give somebody else a chance.
He's got Hell's Kitchen or Kitchen Nightmare. Or,
yeah,
he's got one I'm aware of.
Yeah, there's a hotel show. He's got that cooking competition where he's got the regular cooking competition and the kids cooking competition.
Wild.
And now another one. And this one, it looks like he's going to be doing traveling and going to places and cooking in the bush or cooking in the rainforest or something.
Oh, okay, because at first when you were talking about, I thought, are they going to get him to try and replace Bourdain? But if he's going out to the jungle to cook, it's still a novelty show. It's a game show in essence.
But I was thinking, the passing of Bourdain, like I would love to have gone on the show with him and like been his partner for one of his travel shows. How amazing would that have been? I would never choose Gordon Ramsay as somebody to do a show with.
Interesting enough, I don't know that I'd have chosen Anthony Bourdain.
Because he was kind of morose and grumpy?
I mean, he's kind of morose and grumpy, and I think he had a I know more than you vibe, which I unfortunately feel I know more than you vibe. And I just don't, I think we'd have clashed. Yeah.
But if I was thinking, though, if I were, say, going to join somebody who already has a show, I would have taken Bourdain over Zimmern. Zimmern doesn't seem like he's very much fun to me. Plus, he's in recovery, so I couldn't enjoy drinking beers with him like Bourdain.
Well, I think you can. We learn to live with that other people get to drink. As a matter of fact, other people's drinking has become paramount importance to me.
Yeah.
Well, if you were going to have a TV show and have a partner, what would you do? Who would you have it be with?
My partner would be Robert Blake. The guy murdered his wife, and then got off, didn't he?
Yeah,
he got off. He shot his wife. No, I'm not saying that she deserved it. You can't kill people, but she's a terrible person. She tried to sell. She got pregnant and sold her pregnancy to the highest bidder.
Okay.
So drove this poor guy crazy. He shouldn't have done what I believe he did, but he got away with it. So the real killer's out there. So me and Robert Blake solve mysteries. He's real killer. Everybody's real killer.
So like one episode will be OJ, or it's always going to be with Robert Blake?
No, it's always with Robert Blake.
Gotcha.
And we are always looking to solve crimes.
Gotcha.
We're like, think of us as Scooby-Doo, except one of us is a murderer.
I love it.
I like it too.
I would watch that.
Well, you guys listening, who would be your choice for a TV show partner, and what would your show be about? Danny is partnering with a acquitted murderer to solve crimes.
Yeah. When I hear somebody else say it, it even seems more genius.
What would you do? Call us right now, 800-252-1025, or text your answer to 90627 now.
It seems inconceivable to me that Bear Grylls has another TV show. And you know who has 5 or 6 TV shows? Another chef, Bobby Flay.
Oh, yeah.
He's on all day. What is up with these chefs? Maybe it'd be good to hook up with a chef. So the question to you out there is, who would your choice be as a TV show partner? And what would your show be about? Here's the phone number to call, 1-800-252-1025. You can text 90627.
Let's start with Mike and Sultan.
Hey, Mike.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Stinky, Sexy Bonaduce. God, I almost couldn't get that out.
What's up, buddy?
Since I don't know how to sail or fly, I would let Jimmy Buffett take me all over the world in his planes and his boats and give him the pleasure of having margaritas and beer and all tequila and cheeseburgers everywhere.
Nice.
You know, genius.
I love it.
You know, that guy has one of the best oldie-timey seaplanes in the business.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that flies is jealous over that guy's seaplane.
Yeah.
And the boats are a real thing. That would be awesome.
We are asking about your TV show partner. Who would you pick and what would your show be about? I would say Jimmy Buffett sounds pretty fantastic.
Yeah, it does.
Brett in Port Townsend, good morning.
Good morning, my people.
Morning.
So I'd like to co-host Match Game with Alec Baldwin.
Co-host Match Game with Alec Baldwin. I'm not sure how you could tag team that show, but Alec Baldwin is either going to make you laugh the whole time or be totally grumpy and ignore you.
Yeah, I've only met the guy a couple of times. It was all at work. He was the center square when I did Hollywood Squares. Guy could not have been nicer.
Yeah.
Just what a sweetheart of a guy all the way around. Not only was he nice to me, but he said, you know, when I agreed to do this show, they just give $1 million to my mother's charity. You know, wow, not only is that nice, but nobody tells you facts and figures. And I was curious what he got paid to be there.
Drama in Renton. Who is your TV show partner choice, and what's your show going to be about?
Hey, good morning, y'all.
Morning.
So, as I told Derek, I told him, Mr. Bonaduce, you and I should have a talk show together, and we'd be on TV, and it would be political.
Okay, I agree completely. First of all, let me just say that. And by the way, I don't care if you actually don't know anything. If you can get you and I on TV in a political show, I am in.
You started off on a bad foot, though, because you said, I agree completely. You're supposed to disagree with whatever the other person says.
Yeah, you got to fight
you got a
drama.
point.
You got to
suck,
fight.
Drama.
Yeah, drama.
That seems mean to my friend Drama, who's going to get me a television show. Thanks, buddy.
Corey in Lakewood, who would be your choice as a TV show partner, and what's the show going to be about?
Well, it'd be my wife, Sherry, and my show would be called Top Server. It would be about restaurant servers, a competition, and the winner of each episode would go on to the Superstar round, and then the All-Stars would go and compete and for the top prize.
Corey's pitching the show like we could actually give it to him.
Here's
it.
the thing on this, Corey. Did we just ask you what you would do and you came up with all of this, or have you given this some thought already?
It's funny because me and my wife were out at a restaurant the other day, and I thought of this, and we were talking about it.
I like the idea.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah. Sounds
You
good.
sound so sad.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm so sad is I have written down my ideas for television shows about 10 times, but about 3 of those times I made real money with them.
Yeah.
And then when I hear a great idea, I just went, oh man, somebody took that idea and they're going to make real money if they put their minds to it.
You can make it yours. Just go from now on. I'll erase the recording of this phone call.
Flat out. There are very few things that are beneath me. Stealing stuff from our listeners would be high on that list.
All
It's
right,
a great
here's-
idea, Corey.
Here's my TV show. I am going to partner with Dave Grohl,
Yeah.
and we are going to go to various bands wherever they are out on tour and give people watching a sneak peek at the bus, backstage, their rider, and all the process before their concerts.
Oh, that'd
so
be
it's going
cool.
to be travel and music.
Very cool. Now, what if you do the flip side of that and do bands that have not been discovered yet, but are obviously going to break big real soon?
yeah.
And
Like
you
on
get a
the brink.
sneak peek before you see them.
Yeah.
I want the rock and roll lifestyle. I want to see really what is going on backstage. So you're going to 21 Pilots in a couple of months, Danny.
Yes, I am.
That band could not be bigger. They are massive right now. Well, Dave Grohl has enough respect, and I'm just going to be kind of tagging along to see what's it like for a young band who are massive. What's their backstage really like? I'd rather see that than an unknown band.
I'm telling you, the unknown band, in a couple of those senses, is more interesting. Read the books of all Motley Crue, whatever that book was called, Guns N' Roses, the book about them. They're out of their minds when they're just playing local clubs.
Sure.
They're tattooing each other's eyeballs and stuff. So I think
Different time.
there's enough room for all good ideas, Sarah.
So my show is kind of like that. It would be like a travel type show as well, and have a music element. It's called Roadies, and my celebrity partner would be Derek. So Derek and I work as roadies for different bands. The first season would be Kansas, obviously. So we follow the tour around. We set up and tear down the concerts. Of course, we're in charge of who gets backstage. So if you and Dave Grohl want backstage, you got to go through us first.
Okay.
I like the idea, but it was a very popular show for HBO called Roadies.
Really?
Yep.
All right. Well, then
Three
we would do
seasons of it.
Wow. Well, I guess it's a good idea then.
It's a different idea than yours. I'm just telling you, the show was about. As a matter of fact, some famous people were in it.
was
Owens
it fake
brothers.
though, or was it?
I can't
it
really
wasn't real
remember.
roadies?
There were movie stars and they're famous people, so I guess it couldn't have been real.
Right.
I was just informing you before you go out and pitch. You might want to change
Right.
the name of a very popular show.
Well, then I'm going to go with Server. That's,
There's no saving you, man.
my partner's going to be Corey.
Derek, how do you feel about being in the TV show Roadies?
Yeah, sure. I don't want to lift heavy equipment, but as long
Yeah.
as someone else does that, I'm fine.
Right on.
So mostly we would tell other people to lift things, and then we would go check out whatever city we're in.
So you're
I
going
like
to be
it.
called executives.
Executive roadies.
Yeah, executive roadies. I like it.
Jeremiah in Seattle, good morning.
Jeremiah. What's up, sweetheart?
All right, you got America's Funniest Videos.
Yep.
I think it'd be a blast to have the Stars' Funniest Videos, set them up, and have my co-star, Roland Atkins, Mr. Bean.
Right.
He would be a hoot to sit and set these stars up just out there in Hollywood and that, and set them up just for the funny and have it totally unexpected.
I like the idea, but does Mr. Bean speak?
That's a good point.
Not very much. He says like,
He'll grumble here, grumble there.
Okay.
Just his actions alone, you just sit there and knock you down for a sock.
All right. I like it. I'll pitch another one. I'm going to do a cooking show, but I'm going to do it with Bear Grylls, and it's all just going to be a grilling show with no clothes on. And it's going to be called Bear Grylls Grills Bear.
oh, that's awesome.
And if by chance we're doing game and actually cooking some bear that day, it'd be called Bear Grylls Bear.
Bear Grylls Bear.
Grills Bear.
Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bear Grylls Bear.
All right, this is a bad sign when you have this much problem with the title. So we'll forget the bear, and it's just Bear Grylls Bear.
Good morning to Dave in Federal Way.
Hey, Dave.
Half a day from Guam, guys. Good morning.
Morning.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I want to team up with Kelly Slater, and our show is going to be called How to Teach Kook Surfers How to Surf. And our first guest will be Danny Bonaduce.
I'm proud to
actually a
be
good
one of your
idea.
kooks.
It's
What
a
is-
good idea to have a surfing,
surfing show? Yeah, that'd be
teaching
cool.
celebrities how to surf.
I think it's well, today with this many channels, because normally I would say there's not enough an audience for a surfing show, a
cares?
special. But nowadays, maybe there is.
Yeah. Josh from Bothell texted into 90627. He says, I'd have a show with George Clooney where we just travel the world trying different tequilas.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it does.
Somebody wants to have a show where they go crash weddings with Vince Vaughn.
That sounds interesting to watch.
I hated that movie.
And
that movie.
one other one, a weather show where they travel all over just with Sarah, having her give her filthy forecast in different
I like
areas
that.
all around the world.
Yeah, I like that a great
All
deal.
right, I'm going to partner with whoever that is for that show. I like that idea. Tori, who's going to be your TV show partner, and what's your show about?
I want a gardening show called Tori Waters Plants with Roger Waters and Robert Plant.
Wow. That is awesome, young
We can
lady.
teach them how to grow different strains of marijuana.
I love
absolutely.
it. Love it. Derek, I don't know if you're going to be able to follow that up.
No, I can't top that, but I just want to bring the old animal man, Jack Hanna, out of retirement. He's 71 now, so me and him can go chase bears and snakes.
Jack Hanna rules. I would, Derek. That guy's awesome.
I would watch that.
And he made it into television for about 20 years straight with a gnarly lisp.
Yeah.
And people
Aw.
went, yeah, I don't care. Fine. Just tell me more about that snake.
Derek can fix that. Thanks for all your calls and your texts. It is now time to play Sticks or Stones.
Sticks or stones.
You can win a pair of tickets to see the band Styx August 23rd at the Tulalip Resort Casino Amphitheater. If you want to play and win the tickets, call right now, 800-252-1025. We are giving you a chance to win tickets to see Styx August 23rd at Tulalip Resort Casino Amphitheater. In order to win this game, Sticks or Stones, you'll need to identify if Danny is giving you a piece of rock and roll trivia about the band Styx, or about the band, or about the Stones. Walter in Tacoma is our contestant.
Hiya, Walter.
Good morning, sir.
And do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Absolutely.
And do you understand the rules of the game?
Absolutely.
Then let's get to it. Both of these bands go the extra mile to try and make their fans' wildest dreams come true. One invited you to spend the night together. The other invited you to rock the paradise. But only this band encouraged us all to live out my personal fantasies when they invited us to Come Sail Away. Can you tell us, is it Sticks or Stones?
That would absolutely be Sticks, sir.
That would absolutely be Sticks. I was nervous.
Congratulations, Walter. That is correct.
You're going to see Sticks, I believe.
Sticks, August 23rd, to Tulalip Resort Casino Amphitheater. You're going to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to pick up your tickets. We'll give you another chance to win your way in tomorrow at 7:20. You can also get your tickets and more details at TulalipresortCasino.com. And up next, the big news of the day.
Big news of the day brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE, or you can go online to goldbergjones.com. I'd like to remind everybody, Rick Jones himself, lawyer to the gods. Well, I don't know if the gods get divorced, but you know what I'm saying. Rick Jones will be in this studio tomorrow morning, so be here for that.
If the gods do get divorced, I know who they'll call.
They'll call, especially.
Is opening their brand new Italian-style bakery, Princi. This is the plan for them. They're trying to expand a little bit. This is a standalone Italian-style bakery on Westlake Avenue, a block south of Denny Way.
Wow.
It'll feature breakfast, including baked eggs, pastries, pizzas, soup, salad, sandwiches for lunch, desserts, breads, and, of course, Starbucks coffee.
Baked eggs?
Baked eggs, yeah.
It's a weird thing to make.
You put them in like a little cast iron
Yeah.
pan and put yummy sauce on them and then bake them in the oven.
Yum.
They're pretty
Yum.
delicious.
Delicious yum.
Now, the plan is to try to open some more of these standalones, but today is the first day for Princey Seattle.
These guys keep trying. Didn't they do the fancy Starbucks where you can get the same cup of coffee for
That's
$11?
Going gangbusters.
That's going well?
Yes. And
'Cause I've
it's
never seen one.
Really good.
It's Bigfoot to me. I've never seen one.
Just one location right now, right?
No, I think there's 3.
Oh, okay.
So you don't know where at least 2 of them are either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Capitol
know
Hill.
about this.
Capitol Hill.
Right, that's the one I'm aware
by
of.
Pike Place Market. I thought there was 3.
Have you ever seen the one in
I've only
Capitol
been to
Hill?
one.
I have, yeah.
Yeah, you've been to that one? Because I have been to
didn't go
none
inside,
of these.
but-
There is a strange tale. Vests, venture capitalists, and San Francisco. 2016, there was a Business Insider story declaring that the vest had become the quintessential venture capitalist item in their wardrobe. That if you were in Silicon Valley, you wore a vest.
Really? See, I think of those guys in ripped up jeans.
Yeah.
They are dressing snappily.
Although ripped up jeans with a snappy vest is also an acceptable look for me.
Well, that was 2016, and the vest has not slowed down, so much so that somebody at the San Francisco airport has put in a vending machine that dispenses vests.
So you have something else that can get stuck in the machine and not give me my appropriate change?
They are selling $10,000 worth of vests every month. Vest vending machine.
Well, it seems stupid to me.
Especially if that's such an important part of your wardrobe. Why didn't you pack it?
Why don't you have one?
Yeah, why don't you have
It's
one?
not like it's going to take up a lot of room in your suitcase. And by the way, somebody should sell something that's called the investment. And then you go out and you sell stocks in your investment.
This apparently going gangbusters. The vest cost about $50. So maybe you land at the airport. You're like, oh, I'm in San Francisco. If I want to fit in, I need to buy a vest. But airport kiosks, airport vending machines are huge. You can get headphones.
Sure, yeah.
As Danny
At
well
the-
knows.
At the Fontainebleau in Miami, you can buy a Rolls Royce from a vending
yeah,
machine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, especially at the airport, these vending machines that sell high-ticket items are all the rage, and these vests are selling really well.
You know what? And I don't mean to offend anybody's principles, but I'm just on my trips to Miami. The only thing that can be coming next is the vending machine downstairs in the Fontainebleau that sells company.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot like Amsterdam in that way, and we're not above Amsterdam, are we? No, check the map. We're below Amsterdam.
A jilted bridesmaid took to social media to laugh and cry after she was cut from her wedding duties.
I'll just laugh.
Was the dress still white?
Oh.
So this is a
Now I'm crying.
bridesmaid, and her best friend was getting married.
Oh, if that happened in a bridesmaid's dress, nobody would notice. They'd say, oh, look at that pattern they went with. It's as ugly as it could be.
This girl's name is Courtney. She is an MBA student at Dartmouth and working real hard putting herself through grad school. Well, she had agreed to be a bridesmaid and then got an email from the bride who said, can you please relinquish your duties as bridesmaid? You aren't able to spend enough time with me. We've got a lot of things that need to be done, and you're kind of not cutting the mustard. Well, she also went so far as to say, Courtney, can you also return the jumpsuit so I can give it to someone else?
The jumpsuit?
She's making them wear jumpsuits, which is very fashionable for the ladies right now. And ugly.
Jumpsuits?
Yes.
Wow, it is ugly.
Well, this girl,
Plus, they're gross when you have to use the ladies' room.
it's tough, yeah.
You have to
Yeah,
take the whole thing off
right?
and put it down in the gross water.
So this girl had already bought her plane ticket.
Yeah.
And as I said, putting herself through grad school, working super hard. So she took to social media. She went to Twitter and said, I've already booked my flights for the wedding and was asked to relinquish my duties. Any chance, JetBlue, that you could help me out?
Oh.
And JetBlue said, yes.
Oh, I was sure this was a double whammy, and they said no.
Well, they felt bad for her because
This woman could not get this screwed on her honeymoon.
they said, it's bad enough that you're being asked to step down as a bridesmaid.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And now that you would have to have the change fees, they said, we will not charge you any change fees. And we're just going to give you credit and you can use it towards another JetBlue flight.
You know what change you can use is the change of best friends. I would never speak to that person
I wouldn't
again.
either.
Yeah, and I think that
They knew
friendship's
how
over.
busy I was and where I lived when they asked me. My daughter, and we're making plans for the wedding in New Jersey. Why? I don't know. But it's still somebody's getting married, and I think that's important. When she springs on me at the last minute, there's a rehearsal dinner, Dad. I'm sorry, I'm working that day.
Yeah.
You need to tell me these things in advance.
I was clear up front with my buddy who lives in New York when he asked me to be best man. I said, are you sure you don't want somebody who lives there to
Or
be your
likes
best
you
man?
more than I do?
Yeah. Somebody who's going to be around longer. I'm going to be able to come out for a weekend, man. That's what I can do.
Right.
I'd love to do it, but it's not going to hurt my feelings at all
What'd
if you
they
pick
do?
somebody else as your best man. He said, no, you're the guy. But
Okay. Did
That's
you have to
awesome.
return your jumpsuit?
no, I didn't have to return my
Did you have to
jumpsuit.
relinquish your duty?
No.
'Cause I think that's awful fun.
There have been such devastating wildfires in Northern California, and Guy Fieri and his son Hunter have stepped up to do their part. He and his son, together with a team of 20 volunteers, the Salvation Army, and Operation Barbecue Relief, got a makeshift kitchen together, set up a trailer, and fed all the people helping to fight the wildfire and those who have been evacuated.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And I would not let Guy's head get too close to flame. That's for sure. There's a lot of product going on in there.
Isn't it a fire risk, though? Like they're out there in a dry field with the barbecues and stuff
First of all,
going?
who'd cook more than sandwiches? If I want to get my fireman fed on the line,
Yeah.
I'm going to get a 6-footer from Subway. I'll need Guy Fieri slinging hash or whatever he's up to.
It was in a parking lot, but remember, it's more than just firefighters. There are people who have to help those who have been evacuated.
Sure. People who have been evacuated, too. They're hungry.
Yep. So he made lunch and dinner for 750 people.
Wow, that's
nice.
pretty cool. I like that guy. And I want to hate him sometimes because I only know him a little bit. He just did me. He was very cool with me. But I see him and I want to hate him. And every time I turn around, I like him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same. What do Merv Griffin, the founder of Herbalife, and the sister of the late Shah of Iran all have in common?
Gay and dead.
Nope.
Oh.
They all owned and failed to develop a big piece of property sitting high above the hills of Los Angeles.
Yeah, this is a big thing with Merv Griffin.
And now the crown jewel of Beverly Hills, as it's being called, is on the market again. It is being called as I said, the crown jewel of Beverly Hills, and it is the most expensive listing in Los Angeles history. $1 billion.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I know the piece of property. I've seen the piece of property. You can get to the piece of property. I thought it was part of a golf course because I don't golf. I didn't look around for the rest of the golf course. It's this big green, or was when I looked at it. But it can't be $1 billion.
$1 billion. It's zoned for buildings up to, 48 feet tall, which is, I think, 7 stories. No, 10 stories.
No.
4 stories.
Four
and
and a
4 and a
little
half.
hag, yeah.
4 3/4 stories.
48 feet,
Yeah.
10 feet's a story.
10
Oh.
feet.
like I said.
It's 19 stories.
17 parcels between 2.7 and 12 acres each. Now, everybody who's bought this before envisions fountains and palaces and all these amazing things.
Yeah.
It's never happened. So it is on the market. Danny, if you'd like to buy it,
Yeah.
the mountain is $1 billion. No?
I don't see how you make your money back. Those houses, there are no houses in the area that say even 50 million. Maybe a crazy, wacky palace that they do have, but mostly that's a $20 million area, and you have to build them first. You have to build them, you have to sell them. I say nay. Even nay.
Build it, they will come.
I would.
Big news brought to you by Goldberg Jones. Divorce for Men, 1-800-DIVORCE, or online at goldbergjones.com.
Yeah, you thought there can't possibly be more, and you were wrong. Coming right up, it's Sarah's Filthy Forecast.
Filthy forecast. We have been getting blasted by powerful thrusts from the sun. Yesterday, Vanessa and I sipped sex on the beach.
Yeah.
And slippery nipples. Cocktails on the balcony, baby. Oh, and we were letting our toes get sucked by William.
Huh?
That's what she named our whirlpool. I don't know why. William the Whirlpool.
Okay.
Back to the pokies. Oh, lots of sun to poke through the clouds today. A high of 83. Oh, that's right. It's going down on us. Cooling off as the week goes on. I'll be back on Thong Thursday to show you even more.
Wow.
With the best weather front in Seattle. I'm Sarah.
That is a fine front, if you ask me. And I've seen some fronts, really. An exceptional front. Hey, you want to see something else? Come to my birthday party. It's KZOK throwing a birthday party. You're invited. Help me celebrate the fact that I'm getting older by the second. It's Friday, August 10th. And like I said, you're invited. Live broadcast. So if you think, hey, these guys do a lot of crap, you can come see that live. I went over. The whole gang's going to be there. Chandler's Crab House. Please come out in South Lake Union. And all you got to do is RSVP. Breakfast is free. Everything's free. Just RSVP to KZOK.com/Danny's birthday. Let's talk about doohickeys. I love my doohickeys and my technology, but I call it my doohickeys. And one is the iHeartRadio app. You're going to need it. You're going to love it. It's designed so that you can put KZOK in your pocket and take us with you everywhere that you go. All your favorite music, plus live stream and daily podcasts of this very show, all free of charge. We do a lot of stuff that's free. Bring radio into every part of your life, wherever you live, with the iHeartRadio app.
That's one fine doohickey you got there.
I got a
Huge
great
fan.
doohickey, man.
This guy in Michigan was a big fan of Bob Seger, seen him in concert, met him in Michigan after one of his concerts, and retired from his day job and decided to open up a Bob Seger-themed bar called Kathmandu.
I don't know why it seems so crazy and weird and silly until you play this song. When they play this song, stuff kind of happens. You hit on the girl, you talk tough to the guy, you order a double shot, whatever it is. It's a great rock and roll tune for a great rock and roll bar. Maybe the guy's got something.
Well, and Bob Seger has so many songs. Like if you opened a themed bar and it was a one-hit wonder, like if you opened Taco and it was a taco stand, but all you could play was Putting on the Ritz, that would be kind of lame.
Yeah.
But a band like,
Yeah,
or a person like Bob Seger, the themed bar, like you've got just a huge array of songs and concerts, and it's Kathmandu, spelled cat, then man, and do, as opposed to the place. Kathmandu.
Which is a wacky spelling.
Kathmandu, the real Kathmandu?
Yeah, which is a city in India, right? It's not a country.
Correct.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to get confused about that. I'm going to go in your bar. I'm not even drunk yet, and I don't know where your country is.
Part of me thinks that themed bars are kind of silly, but when I went to Estonia a couple years ago, I went to a Depeche Mode bar, and it was awesome.
Oh, they put the ass in Estonia.
Depeche Mode, all they did was play concerts, films, and the music and everything, and like the tables were old albums and
Now,
stuff.
are they huge in Estonia?
I don't know why it's there.
Because you want to hear something super weird? Morrissey is out of control huge in Mexico. I saw a whole 60 Minutes on it. They said, why do you think you're so big in Mexico? And he gave this stupid long story, but there's lines around the block to get to see his show in Mexico.
Wow.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, see, I wouldn't want to open a Morrissey bar. You would just be depressed all the
Be
time.
moping all the time. I got a great one for you. Ready?
Okay.
I'm going to open a bar that's the theme is, well, it's kind of a restaurant too, meatloaf.
Oh,
Guess what we'll specialize in?
What?
meatloaf. Like a diner.
And, and you can come in, you can go, hey, you're going to get it, boy, you're going to get it. And everybody can try and get laid, which is what you do in a bar anyway. You get drunk, you get laid. Well, you definitely get drunk. The other one is kind of a toss of the coin. But my bar would be meatloaf with meatloaf playing meatloaf.
I like it.
Thank
a
you.
meatloaf themed bar that serves meatloaf.
It's no water in my plant with John Waters. Tory, stealing the genius around
A
here.
meatloaf restaurant. I like it. I'd
I
go.
like it.
Cool, thank you.
Well, you guys listening, what music themed bar or restaurant would you like to open? There's a Bob Seger themed bar opening up. Pretty amazing. What would you choose? Call us and let us know. 800-252-1025 or text in 90627.
So there is a Bob Seger themed bar. It's opening up. It's called Kathmandu. And if that can make it, and we think that it can, we would like to know this. What music themed bar or restaurant would you like to open up just for fun? Here's the number 1-800-252-1025 or text 90627.
Let's talk with Gisela in Auburn.
Hey, Gisela.
Good morning, you people.
What do you mean, you people?
My bar would be the B-52.
Yeah.
We would have an airplane B-52 theme. The signature drink would be B-52s, and we'd be serving sliders of rock lobster.
Yeah, I think it's all great.
Yeah,
I didn't
fantastic.
get it at first, but I get it now.
I get it now.
Rock
I like
lobster
it.
sliders.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
That'll work, Gisela.
And you can have lobster tails, and you can. I like it. It's very
like it.
exciting. Get some tail could be your slogan.
What music-themed bar or restaurant do you think would be fun to open? That's the question we're asking you at 800-252-1025. Let's hear from Rob in Louisville.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, guys. I'm thinking Jamie Buffett buffet with an endless margarita fountain.
Oh,
Genius.
man, a margarita fountain.
Yeah.
Because I want to go to the Golden Corral for the chocolate fountain, the vanilla chocolate fountain, but the margarita fountain, that's a thing.
At the Jimmy Buffett buffet.
Jimmy
Right, you
Buffett.
could
I love
have you could have all the hamburgers he's always hawking and stuff like that. I think
Yeah.
it's great. The rum drinks he's always talking about in his songs.
It's all got to be a fountain, though.
It's all going to be a fountain all the time.
I'm going to live there. Doug, calling from Mount Lake Terrace. What music-themed bar or restaurant would you like to open?
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Wow, what an honor and displeasure, too. Oh, boy.
For us as well.
Well, thanks. But, yeah, I think it would be really cool to have a Jimi Hendrix bar and have a bunch of girls with, mini skirts and go-go boots. And I'd make a new liquor and call it out after one of his songs, call it Midnight Lightning.
Ooh, Midnight Lightning. I was all questioning all the work up until then, but then Midnight Lightning.
I like it.
Would it be a kind of a moonshine?
Kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah. Make you go blind? I love that.
I'm going to open up a bar called Roadhouse Blues.
Yeah.
It's going to be all doors, except the TVs are going to show either Doors concerts, but then on the other TV is going to be the movie Roadhouse.
I was going. I don't understand why we're not at Roadhouse. Yeah, very
When
nice.
she said it's going to be all doors, I thought she meant there's just doors everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you can get in and out anywhere you go. There's always doors.
And
all doors.
free admission or a drink special or whatever if you know the quote of the night. For example, if you walk up to the bartender and you go, I thought you'd be bigger. You go, there you go, one of my favorite lines.
And the
Hey,
bartenders will all be wearing see-through pants.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what Jim Morrison got into trouble for wearing
yeah.
and got arrested wearing.
I thought he just took his hoosits out. He was in see-through
See-through
pants. That
pants.
was interesting.
Let's talk to Larry in Polsbo.
Hey, Larry.
Good morning. Beautiful day here in Western Washington. So
Yes, it
let's
is.
not forget where we live and open a bar with the Doobie Brothers.
And it's brothers who sell doobies.
I got it. I don't think they were born here.
I didn't get it until his laugh.
Until
When
he
went,
left with that emphysema hack. The emphysema hack that only a chain-smoking pot smoker can have. But yeah, the Doobie Brothers.
And he played the band all the time.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And if you
And-
come into the bar with your actual biological brother, you get some weed.
Oh, I'd
Or
like
drinks.
that.
Yeah.
Smitty in Seattle, what music-themed bar or restaurant would you like to open?
I would like to open a 4-star blues restaurant with the theme of the forgotten or passed away blues like B.B. King and the great ones.
You know, I wasn't sure about it till I heard your energy. And then I thought, oh yeah,
He's
he
really
knows
selling it.
he knows what's up.
I think if Smitty were to start laughing, he would sound just like the last caller.
I want to open a bar with the blues. But I like it, especially you can't go wrong in this town. There's only like 2 blues clubs that I'm aware of, so I think you could do okay here.
Alan in Seattle, what's the music-themed bar or restaurant you'd like to open?
Rock and Roll Fantasy. And Tori could be the manager.
Thank you.
Nicely said, man.
Alan, what is this? Is this something like Bad Company related, or is this going to be
Of course.
live out your rock and roll fantasy, live like a rock star?
Well, you have like 3 different stages that play 3 different styles of music at the same time. So that way you can go to any part of the bar and listen to anything you want, pretty much.
Interesting.
I
like it too.
Have you noticed that, going with our last topic an hour ago, what the hell is, who would you like to have a TV show with because of Gordon Ramsay? Man, everybody that calls us is like a little sharper than we are. And that's not good, you guys.
James and Bothell, a music-themed bar or restaurant you'd like to open?
Good morning, all.
Morning.
Well, this one's a little risky. I would serve nothing but pork butts, and I'd call it Fat Bottom Girls.
I love it.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it. Nice.
I could not figure out for the life of me where he might be going with the pork butt bar. And
when he said it was going to be risky, what's he going to do with the pork butt?
Yep. All the queen all the time playing Fat Bottom Girls.
I like it.
And the girls who work there will all look like the Kardashians.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm officially in. Did they bring all their babies with them?
No, just
and
the big
all
butts.
their angry husbands? My goodness gracious.
Kelly and Quilcene, a music-themed bar or restaurant you'd like to open?
Terrapin Station from Grateful Dead.
Love it.
Well, what are you serving? What are you drinking? What are you making?
Just all
Terrapin
kinds
Station.
of
It's all turtle.
pretty much, yeah.
Turtle soup?
Yeah, turtle soup. I've had turtle soup. It's delicious.
I love it. You just play Grateful Dead all the time. And even though they've been gone for 20, 30 years now, 30 years, there's such an archive of music to play.
Right.
And John Mayer's the guest bartender once a month.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. You're welcome, Kelly.
Yeah, right. I have another one. I would like to open a bar and a restaurant, but a bar with Bruce Springsteen, and it'd be called Born in the USA.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this, like magic. And it would have, and I've seen this before, I'm not making this up, motorcycles for bar stools.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Big Harleys and awesome bikes like that. Maybe an Indian now and again as the main bike of the place.
Nice.
And all the bartenders would have their sleeves rolled up and be buffed. Because remember how big he was? He was hitting the gym left and right. And it's all handsome bartenders. And that's where he pulls Courtney Cox up. So hot chicks everywhere. Born in the USA.
like it.
I give you Born in the USA.
Paul, what's yours going to be?
Mine's a bakery and cafe. It's Don McLean themed. It's American Pie.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Our specialty would be pie.
Pie.
We'd
yeah.
serve pie.
I like
And
that.
I would no booze.
Yeah, sure. You can get a little bit of booze in your coffee.
But I see it as more of a not Johnny Rottens, Johnny Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
it's,
you can
it's
get
a
some
bakery
pie.
cafe. It's
Yeah,
not
could
necessarily a bar.
Can I get a milkshake?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, I'm in. I'm totally in.
I like that one. And he, I think, could use some residuals.
Yeah, he definitely needs
he
the
could
help.
use some
I don't know that
extra-
his name is like the best marketing.
No, I was thinking you were going to
gimmick
make a
right this
domestic
minute, but-
violence joke.
Tori, you're going to open up a music-themed bar or restaurant. What would you like to do?
The theme is AC/DC. The bar is called Have a Drink on Me, and the servers have to do the duck walk while serving drinks.
I love it.
Yeah.
And they all wear like that little
Schoolboy.
The schoolboy.
yeah.
Yep. Have a drink on me.
I'm down.
That's pretty genius, Tori.
Thank you.
Look at her go today.
No. Should we be worried?
Yeah.
What, the apocalypse? It should be all right.
Derek, what's the music-themed bar or restaurant you're going to open?
I would love to open a karaoke club, but the only song you're allowed to do on karaoke is Kiss from a Rose by Seal.
Should we be worried about Derek?
That's how come Tori's become so clever. She's sucking all the brains out of
Yes.
Derek being locked up in that room together.
I think we better go take a look at those two. And the rest of you, we will be right back with your news. This morning, the city of Kent will say goodbye to fallen police officer Diego Moreno. There will be a procession that starts at 11 o'clock this morning. It'll follow northbound State Route 167 to Willis Street in Kent and then end at the Showware Center. The public is invited to line the streets for the procession, and then the memorial service begins at 1 at the Showware Center. A Target truck driver fell asleep at the wheel yesterday and then crashed into a window tinting business near Marysville. Looks like the driver will get a ticket for negligent driving in the second degree. This caused significant damage to the building, to the vehicle, but it does look like he drifted off.
It's weird. Have you seen the pictures of it?
No, not yet.
It's a full-size truck with a trailer behind it and all that stuff, and it looks like it fell down from the skies and went right through the wall of a warehouse. So just the back end of it's pointing out. And the guy is pleading fatigue, right?
Yeah, he fell asleep. So he can plead fatigue because that's what happened.
Right.
But is he saying that they scheduled him to work too long? That it's not his fault that he was on the road so long? Because that happens a lot with truck drivers. They're just expected to work, crazy hours.
First thing they did is they grab his logs out of them. And they studied and find out when he was working, when he was not working, because you can't go, forget how long you can go, but you have to be able to prove 8 hours sleep, which seems odd to me, unless you're wearing one of these Fitbits that track our sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the next step. Authorities say a 41-year-old man watching a sunset fell to his death off a steep cliff at Larrabee State Park in Bellingham. The Whatcom County Sheriff's Office says the man slipped and was not able to stop and continued over a cliff. He was reportedly a Camano Island resident and, as I said, sadly, just there to watch the sunset and did not survive.
God, what a price to pay.
Yep. A Spokane man was attempting to flee from deputies and was arrested after witnesses say his cell phone gave him away. So a Spokane Valley deputy saw a vehicle spin its tires and drive away quickly from a light. The deputy followed the driver, who was reaching speeds of 70, going over the speed limit. The deputy put his lights on. The driver would not pull over. The driver then pulled into a parking lot, sped around a bar called Sullivan's. Then he pulled into the gravel lot, turned his lights off. They said, get out of the vehicle. He did and ran into the bar. He took off his shirt, took off his hat to try to look different and blend in.
Well, you'd think that would give him away. He's the shirtless
He's the guy with no shirt on in the bar. Unless Matthew McConaughey is also in that bar, he's going to stick out.
Well, deputies asked, what's your name and all that jazz. They heard his cell phone ringing, playing the Cops theme.
Oh, that's hysterical.
And he is now attempting to elude police charges.
I got in an argument one night with I was going to say cop, but I just want to show that already I was in the wrong, with a fine police officer.
Yeah.
I had a muscle car that year. I'm not sure what it was. I was young. And I burned up the tires at the stoplight and went, and they pulled me over, and they yelled at me, and they're giving me excessive speed. And I said, "You're wrong. I just got to 45, which was the speed limit, faster than you would like.
Yeah.
I didn't go 1 mile an hour over 45. I just accelerated really quick." And they said, "Shut up," or something like that, and gave me a massive ticket.
The Seattle Department of Transportation said they will bar private vehicles for 13 hours a day from traveling on 3rd Avenue through downtown Seattle.
What?
Crazy. This will be only for buses and bicycles. 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 days a week.
They're coming after us, guys. And by that, I'm meaning the bicyclists and bus drivers too, I guess. But I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at bicycle drivers. But what they're doing is they're saying, you want to get through here, get a bike, get on the program, don't burn fossil fuels. Hey, man, it is my prerogative to put fossil fumes into the air. There's nothing you can do about it, except there's stuff they can do about it. But can this work? Can this go?
This is supposed to help ease traffic congestion for people who are commuting using public transportation or buses.
It's certainly going to help the buses and the bike riders.
Why do they win? I got to get to work.
Well, it'll help the people who take the bus, and that's what they're trying to get more people to do. It's going to cause even more traffic on our streets.
Yeah.
7 days a week. Now,
you know what we all would like to see? There's a homeless crisis out here that we all talk about all day long. You know what I got? I got a job that I need to get to just as much as you're a green-thumbed bicycle rider and bus riders. I need to get here and pay my taxes, which are exorbitant, by the way.
And U.S. spy agencies suspect that North Korea is building new missiles in the same research facility that manufactured the country's ballistic missiles capable of reaching the United States.
Well, these guys are terrible at spying.
This is according to a report in the Washington Post, and they say this new evidence includes satellite photos taken in recent weeks, suggesting that work is underway on at least one and maybe two liquid-fueled intercontinental ballistic missiles at a research facility on the outskirts of Pyongyang.
I'm against it.
As well you should be.
Well, I don't think they can do anything to us with it. I think they can do stuff and torment our allies. Like you're not getting a missile 5,000 miles from there to here without us going, hey, we should shoot that down. Well, let's wait an hour till it's closer. As fast as it goes, 1,000 miles an hour, it's still 5 hours in the air. We can get it. But I don't like them going back on the promises. And I have a question that you may think insignificant, but it isn't. Does both North Korea and South Korea have Korean short ribs? Because they're the best thing. They're like the best invention ever.
I don't think North Korea has food.
So you would think that, yet he's fat.
Well, yeah, he has it, but he's not sharing, Danny. He's not going to give you any.
Why would he be sharing? That's so weird. I don't care how he dresses.
A startled kangaroo in Melbourne, Australia, jumped through the window of a family's bathroom and got itself locked in. So the family's asleep.
Right.
They hear a loud crash. And that's when they realized a kangaroo had busted through.
I would not realize that. I would think burglar. I wouldn't jump right to kangaroo.
You're not from there. They're great. I've told you this before. Those kangaroos, they're a menace. They're like rats almost. There's so many of them. There's bounties to kill them. Their tail is becoming a gourmet again.
Really?
He said he has
Which, by the way, is
never
delicious.
seen a kangaroo in his entire life, despite the fact he lives in Melbourne.
Yeah, that seems almost impossible. Melbourne's like it looks like San Francisco.
Yeah. And so they do not know what the heck a kangaroo is doing in a busy city. And it did smash through the window and cause significant damage.
No wonder their bathroom?
To their
I would think that kangaroo is taking my drugs. That's why he's in there. That's why he wanted to get in. Don't, if this comes up, offer to fight a kangaroo.
Oh, gosh.
Not a good idea.
It's a losing battle. I saw a guy who they claim was dead. I saw it on TV when I first got to Australia in 1991. They said, this is what's all over the news today. And it was a guy in a mascot suit. I forget what he was dressed as. And he was bugging this kangaroo. And the kangaroo just started flipping out with its back paws. And that's when you see the claws are like tiger claws.
Yeah.
A woman in New York has filed a lawsuit against Canada Dry, claiming its ginger ale does not actually contain any ginger. This was a federal lawsuit filed by Julie Fletcher, who said, Canada Dry is lying to us all. It's not made with real ginger at all.
Now, is she a maniac that thinks this, or did she employ some scientists?
Nope, she's right. It does not contain any ginger.
Do they claim Canada Dry ginger ale made with real ginger?
No.
Because it also has no ale.
Right, exactly.
It's made, she says, with a minuscule amount of ginger flavor extract.
Okay.
And
that sounds like ginger.
Has the word ginger in it.
Yeah, it has ginger in it.
Gingerish to me.
So she said
the Spice Girl should do the damage control on this. Here's ginger.
She said she would buy it for her children when they were sick, thinking it would help soothe their stomach aches. And each time she purchased it, she assumed there was ginger in it because it's called ginger ale. She said it is not safe marketing, that they are misleading everybody.
But is she the do-all, end-all on whether this is right or not? I don't trust her.
She's just suing him. Who knows how
Federal.
the lawsuit
Yeah,
will
she wants
turn
to.
out.
It's her kids' health. That's their responsibility,
Right.
not hers. What the hell's going on?
Well, here's the thing, too. It probably did soothe their stomachs every single time. Just because she thought that it had ginger and she told them this will help, it probably helped.
Yeah, placebo.
Yeah, I think the professor had ginger once.
That was Marianne.
Oh, thanks.
A 16-inch long horn shark has safely returned to its home after being stolen over the weekend. Surveillance video from the facility
Somebody
shows-
took a shark. and
Oh,
then
wait. There's more.
They got home and they're like, what do I do with a shark?
Hang on, buddy.
They showed that there are 3 suspects scoping out the facility for more than an hour. And then one of them snatches the female horn shark named Miss Helen from its tidal pool exhibit, wraps it in a blanket. The male suspect then puts it in a stroller to pretend it's a baby.
Dressed it up like a baby.
Yeah.
Stole it, disguised it as a baby, and put it in the stroller.
They then got into an SUV that was parked there, their getaway vehicle. Later, the man allegedly posted a picture online of a horn shark that said, for sale. And then on Monday night, last night, they returned it.
I'll bet. Yeah.
No word on whether or not it was dressed like a baby.
Isn't that crazy? They did it. They did
that's
it.
crazy.
And now, did they plan it?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. So the SUV
100%.
really was a getaway car. They weren't shopping and had an overwhelming desire to steal a shark.
And happened to have an empty stroller and blanket.
Right.
No, they scoped it out. They spent an hour casing the joint.
They're criminal masterminds, except apparently they didn't know there's no market for a black market for horn sharks.
For horn sharks.
Well, they're also too stupid to realize, hey, we just stole it. Don't put a picture of a horn shark in a baby stroller on your
internet?
Facebook page.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Florida, but this was in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Oh, San Antonio.
Same place.
A 15-year-old suffered second-degree burns to his face and body after his friends allegedly poured boiling hot water on him as he slept in a bid to complete the hot water challenge.
No way.
They were watching videos of the challenge on YouTube. The kid went to sleep, and his friends thought, won't this be hilarious?
They're teenagers?
Teenagers.
How do they
15.
not know? You could kill a guy. Certainly send him into shock. I have a scar, the longest scar on my body, and I have 14 good scars. The longest one I have is a burn from boiling water when I was a baby. And like it goes from my shoulder. It must be 10 inches long.
Yeah.
How do you not know that's hot?
Well, they did, but they saw it on YouTube, therefore thought it would be a good idea.
What is the hot water challenge?
You pour hot water on somebody
While they're sleeping?
while they're sleeping.
But not boiling water.
No, boiling's what
Like
they went wrong,
warm
right?
water.
Well, that's the problem. Is
They want
kids
them
are
to pee.
stupid. No, it's not putting their hands, dunking their hands in it. It's pouring water all over people. This kid was hospitalized. They say he will likely have permanent scarring. They said, if your friends are telling you to do this, they're not good friends.
No, they're not.
And are all those kids going to jail?
I don't know if they're going to go to
No,
jail.
Juvie?
but they don't. But they absolutely don't.
I would say probably not. They're just trying to warn parents about these challenges, which come up several times a year and are all really stupid.
By the way, every time anybody, an adult figure, probably my mom, but maybe others, said to me, if Steve wants you to do that, then Steve's not a real friend.
Yeah.
And you never listen. And it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, Steve's not a real friend.
Yeah.
In more hard to believe it wasn't Florida news.
Yeah.
An Austin man was arrested after unsuccessfully attempting to rob a Whataburger with a pair of tongs.
We can't do that.
David Gonzalez was having a hard time maintaining balance while walking towards the Whataburger. He loitered for a while, then grabbed a pair of metal tongs, walked up to the employee who had opened the cash register, and said, "Give me all your money." And they said, well, what are you going to do? Flip me? They ordered him to leave the restaurant. He left for a few minutes, then returned, which is when the police arrived and arrested him.
My goodness. With a pair of tongs.
Tong, 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 tong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other Austin, Texas news.
What's up with Austin?
Well, they might not be Austin for too much longer. Its founder, Stephen F. Austin. We are finding out a little bit more about him. He was into slavery. He had a pro-slavery stance, and now they are considering maybe we should change the name of Austin to something to represent someone less racist. Now, they said the city itself...
But they didn't just find this out. Somebody knew this when they named it Austin, right?
Well,
this wasn't a thing, though.
Right.
Like saying, well, by the way, he's got a pro-slavery stance. You throw this back into the 1860s, and it's like saying, well, he has a car.
Right.
Because that's not the way it was looked at. It became the horrible, well, it was always horrible, but people started to realize what it was much later.
Well, and they're also concerned because there's streets like Dixie Drive, Confederate Avenue, and Plantation Road.
So some of those should definitely change.
I think everybody's really thin-skinned, but I think Plantation Road for sure.
Yep. And they say that's probably going to start first. They're going to start getting rid of those first, which will cost a lot of money, and then revisit the renaming of Austin.
All this time, I'm getting all my mail wrong. I'm sending it to that street in that town, and neither street nor the town may exist anymore.
Right.
That's true.
Can't you just find someone else named Austin to pretend that the town is named after?
I think
That's what you
can.
Nearly 16,000 votes were cast, and we now know what the name of the new giraffe in Phoenix is going to be.
Giraffe McGiraffeface.
They have learned the lesson. That was not one of the options. It is going to be named Rafiki.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
They have,
Although that's a baboon, isn't it?
Yeah.
is
Lion King, baboon.
Oh, yeah.
Rafiki.
Bringing up those things again. I don't understand that.
Disney.
language. Disney. Rafiki is a Swahili name that means friend. They had a couple of different...
You never had a Rafiki like me. It doesn't really roll off the tongue.
One of the options was Nyusi, which is Swahili for eyebrows.
Well, that's silly.
I think so, too. It's glad they didn't go for that one. But a lot of these places, businesses, and zoos and such have learned their lesson so that they can't be Giraffe McGiraffe face. They give parameters now.
And do they go with like the native language of the country where the animal should be?
Yep.
That makes sense.
Oh, you can't call the giraffe Steve? It's a
Roger
law?
the giraffe.
No, it's not a law, but it's strongly recommended. If you have a beard, or if you're the type of person who likes a man with a beard,
I like a man with a beard.
or a woman with a beard, for that matter.
I liked one woman with a beard, and I never hear the end of it.
Well, if you like a beard, I have bad news for you.
All right.
According to a new study, 50% of male beards have traces of fecal matter, even when the men wash those beards with soap the same day.
Oh, I totally knew that.
Yeah, it actually seems a little low.
Yeah.
Ew.
You should see my toothbrush.
Ew.
And that's what I used to clean my beard. I guess it's a never-ending thing.
Researchers tested facial hair on men and found 50% of them had the microorganism Enterococcus spp,
Yeah.
which is found in number 2.
Yeah, there could be fecal matter in my beard. No buts about it.
They said you need to wash with shampoo.
Gasoline. Oh.
With who?
Gasoline.
That'd work too. Yeah.
The regular soap doesn't seem to be doing the trick, and that is pretty gross. And they said part of the problem is that men don't wash their hands after they use the bathroom, and then they touch their face.
Well, that's gross.
Yep, it is.
Or that they do wash their hands and stuff gets on the soap, and then you wash your beard. It's gross.
Kind of a long
Wow.
walk, but it's gross.
That's like a vicious cycle
Yeah.
of nasty. Well, on that note, I think we might want to regroup.
Enjoy your breakfast, everybody.
Yeah, come on. I like my fecal beard.
We've got music news, entertainment, and sports all next. We know that Pearl Jam are doing a big tour, and when they play in Seattle, they have pledged, as part of their 2 shows at Safeco, to giving at least $1 million to alleviate homelessness in King County.
2 shows at Safeco.
8th and 10th, 2 shows at Safeco.
All right.
Now, they have been doing this for a while. They announced this ages ago. They have now got some partners. Starbucks. Starbucks are inviting customers to join the effort by donating to Pearl Jam's Home Fund. Every dollar donated through the Starbucks mobile app or online from today through August 12th will be matched 2-to-1. So if you donate $1, Danny, Starbucks donates $2.
Oh, okay, I thought Eddie Vedder was kicking out the dough on this because the band's giving away $1 million, so I'm not that far off base. Yeah.
And they have
Absolutely.
that branded bourbon, and don't they have a beer for this as well?
They do. They partnered with Georgetown, and each 6-pack, I actually just bought a 6-pack from QFC.
Oh, nice.
Each 6-pack that you buy of the Hometown Shows Pale Ale from Georgetown, $2 of that goes to the Pearl Jam Fund.
That's cool. You can just drink and support the.
I didn't know there was that
relief
big of a
homelessness.
window on manufacturing. Like $2 out of a 6-pack seems like a lot on your bottom line.
Well, and when I bought it, it was the same price as if I had bought the Bodhisattva or the Lucille. I was thinking, well, maybe it'll be $2
Not the
more.
Bodhisattva.
Georgetown, probably my top 3 favorite brewers ever. And I just expected, as part of this push, like they partner with Pearl Jam, it's got the Space Needle and Pearl Jam's logo and all that stuff on
neat.
there. I thought maybe it would cost more, and it did not. So I felt good about drinking 4 of them yesterday.
So they're
Just
probably
kidding.
doing it at cost so that the money can go to the charity.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yep. Alex Trebek was cornered by TMZ, and they said, your contract is up in 2020. What are you thinking is next for you?
Death.
Danny.
How old is he?
He's got to be close to 80 now, right?
He's in his 70s.
And 2 years from now, what do you see as your future? I don't know, a nice plot?
Derek, how old is Alex Trebek?
78 years old.
Thank you, Derek.
78.
You're welcome. Sorry, Derek. Derek, how old is Alex Trebek? He's 78, by the way. If you want to just say 78.
Is Derek listening to the show?
He has headphones on. Thanks, Derek.
Out of his eyes
I
at
don't
Derek
think he
right
is.
now.
I think he's sitting there. He
seems
looks all
confused,
handsome.
man. Maybe his microphone doesn't work.
78.
There you
Oh, he's 78.
go. Nailed it.
Thank God. I was beside myself.
So they said, dude, your contract is up in 2020. What are you thinking? And he said 50-50 on returning. Then they said, well, who do you think should take over for you? And he said,
Me.
Alex Trebek. I mentioned to our producer not too long ago that a fella who does play-by-play for the Los Angeles Kings, they should consider him. Alex Faust, a 29-year-old broadcaster for hockey.
I like it because I don't know why he picked them, because you don't have to be a genius to host that show. You have the answers in your hand. And it appears, and Alex Trebek has mentioned this, it appears that I know these answers and I do not. So there must be something about the guy that appeals to Alex. And one would be, his name is Alex.
Yeah.
And it's continuing to be hosted by Alex.
That makes it easy.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do some investigating about this guy because I watch every single Solitary Jeopardy. And if Alex leaves, I'm going to be pretty heartbroken.
Yeah.
He's got to go.
Unless the new Alex is like awesome and hot.
Who's the studio announcer? Johnny Gilbert? Is that who it is?
He's like 1,000.
It makes it easy for him, though. He only has to remember the last name now.
Well, that's true.
No, if you get a new guard, you get a new guard. There won't be the same announcer for sure.
Vancouver's own Seth Rogen will soon be welcoming you on board the TransLink buses and SkyTrains. Now, I don't know if you remember, but Vancouver had announced a partnership with Morgan Freeman.
Right.
He was supposed to be doing all the voice announcements. Then there was some big issues, sexual misconduct.
Welcome to Vancouver.
They have said, okay, no more Morgan Freeman. They have decided to go with Seth Rogen, which makes sense because he's from Vancouver.
Yeah, but it's a goofy voice.
Yeah, and he's a lot more stoned.
Yeah, he's very high. Although that's not a bad thing, I don't think.
Your next stop is, man, I don't know, man. Does anybody know what the next stop is?
It's the nearest restaurant, man.
He said, I'm very proud to be from Vancouver. I grew up taking public transit my whole life. I still use public transit when I'm in the city. He has also agreed to do the voice announcements for free because he doesn't want the city to have to pay him. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. Multimillionaires are willing to go, hi, I'm Seth.
Yeah.
Well, think of it this way, too. What's his butt charged? Morgan Freeman said he was
But
gonna
he's the
take all
voice of
loops.
God. If he has to charge, it's like the
Now,
law.
are you just throwing that out there? Or do you know that Morgan Freeman said, I'm taking all the loot?
Oh, he was absolutely taking the loot. Avengers 4, new release date.
Yeah.
They said it was supposed to be coming out on May 3rd.
But then we killed everybody.
Instead,
Spoiler alert.
Sorry, man.
it'll be coming out a month earlier.
Oh.
I do not know why. They did not disclose their why, but it'll be out a month earlier. It makes you wonder if they have an inside scoop, like what's coming out on May 3rd of next year.
I would imagine they have an inside scoop. They've only made $7 billion in the last decade, if not more.
That's true. Let's take a look at sports.
Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUIOA. That's 1-800-DUIOA. Last night, James Paxton pitched phenomenally. His back is all better. Nelson Cruz hit a 2-run double in the 6th, and that powered the Mariners over the Astros 2-0. So, we need Houston to lose because they're leading in the AL West.
It's even more fun
they're
for us to win when they lose.
They're right down the street from Austin, which we now know is crazy.
Yeah.
Derek, where are we in the latest standings?
And racist.
We are in second place, 3 games behind the Astros.
All right, so tonight's game is
That's not
pretty
nothing.
huge.
Yeah.
The Astros, Mariners, first pitch, 7:10 on Root Sports. Mike Leake versus Charlie Morton. Well, the trade deadline is imminent. This morning, we found out that Tommy Pham has been traded from the Cardinals to the Rays. And the Nationals said, who wants Bryce Harper?
We do.
Never mind. We're not going to trade him after all. That happened this morning.
That's kind of mean of them.
Yeah. So he must feel kind of weird.
Yeah, mean to them, but also mean to every team in baseball who wants Bryce Harper.
Yep.
Right. But how much money does this guy make? It doesn't
Billions.
matter. Yeah, so shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, your feelings are hurt because you didn't go to the New Jersey Devils and play air hockey? Shut up.
I wasn't worried about him.
Oh, no, he's going to play air hockey.
Yeah.
Well, we did pick up two people yesterday, a left-handed reliever, Zach Duke from Minnesota, and right-handed reliever, Adam Warren from the Yankees. On to football. Joshua Perry, a linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks, who we signed in the offseason, announced yesterday he is retiring because of concussion concerns. He's a youngster and has already suffered his 6th documented concussion.
Wow, yeah, he's 24 years old, if my memory serves. Yep. Maybe up to that point, it's a great move. I'm retiring. I had too many concussions. I don't want to do that. And then he keeps talking, and he says, so I'm going to go to Ohio and sell houses.
Yeah.
That kind of throws me a little bit. But like we all discussed, he could be the king of Ohio.
He could, yeah. He played for Ohio State, so there's a chance he's still a big name there, and people would love.
Plus, he was a real player. He's in the bigs, man.
Right.
LeBron James says his greatest moment did not come on the basketball court. No. It came this week when he opened a new public school in Akron, Ohio, for at-risk students called the I Promise School.
At risk of getting an education?
At risk of falling through the cracks and not going to school and not ever advancing in life because they couldn't get through middle school.
How does he not name that school after himself? Like I would. If I'm opening an elementary school, of course I'm going to give it my name.
Well, look what happened to that guy, Austin.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he had a city for a little while, and then they took it down when they found your stance.
It's funny you say that, Paul, because he has now expressed regret for naming his son after him because he thinks it is giving him too much pressure. Because his dad's famous and one of the best basketball players of all time.
Right.
Yeah, I guess so.
So the I Promise School is supposed to focus on kids promising to finish and do what they can to actually finish school. So
that seems like a lot of pressure. I'd rather just be called LeBron Jr.
Yeah. You're in the will.
Yeah.
I'd like to name me Will, as in what you're leaving me.
Right.
Pretty cool, though, that, LeBron James doesn't have to do any of that.
No.
He's a good dude.
I disagree.
What do you mean?
I disagree.
He has to open a school?
Yes, absolutely. How many times is he going to leave Ohio?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
And he just did it
and
again.
And he just did it again. So, hey, what do I do? I'm going to open this school. Now I'll be able to see the school from TV in Los Angeles with the movie stars and the girlies in the bikinis.
Yeah.
Well, he could have opened it in Los Angeles, but didn't, because that's where he left to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Today, the Storm play the Phoenix Mercury, 7 o'clock start time. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you are facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY, 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Want to remind you guys about our live broadcast happening from Chandler's Crab House in South Lake Union. How much do tickets cost?
Nothing.
Nothing.
How much does breakfast cost?
Nothing.
Nothing.
How much does coffee cost?
Nothing. How much do the drugs cost?
Well, I'm only bringing some for my closest friends.
I'm sorry. Birthday cake. I got a little carried away.
There'll be cake and entertainment and giveaways, free coffee and breakfast from Schwartz Brothers Bakery. You are invited. We do ask that you RSVP.
Yeah. It's important.
KZOK.com/Danny's birthday. It is August 10th. That's a Friday, 5:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. All in honor of the Dooch Man.
Yeah. It's on a Friday because you're going to need a couple days to recover. Because you're going to sit there and go, wow, he's getting so old so fast. I feel terrible about this. Let's drink.
We've got a big show coming up tomorrow, 7:50. Jelly Bean, Paul's daughter, will be here for Jelly Bean's Joke of the Week.
Always funny.
Always funny.
7:20, your tickets to see Styx and special guest Rick Jones.
Rick Jones.
Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones joins us at 7:30. That is a time for you to get free legal advice. So you call in with all your problems about divorce, that pesky lady or a man in your life, and Rick Jones will help you figure it out.
Very nice. I'll tell you who I would never divorce.
Who's that?
Because I have strong feelings. For my friend Steve Slayton. I was going to go another way today, and then that happened. Anyway, Steve Slayton's going to walk in this door. He's going to play a lot of classic rock and roll for your listening pleasure. I'll get out of his way, so bye.